All right, hello everyone. Today we're going to have our last little chat about our text. So sections 33 through 35, or unit 33 through 35. Let's go through these quickly. The same rules, of course, apply to last one, that this isn't your priority, but here I wanted to make sure we got through everything if you want to. So let's go ahead and begin with prayer, and then we'll finish this up. In the name of the Father, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto, sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen. Gloria Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Okay, so I mentioned the other day the verb fero. Fero, fere, tuli latus, and I knew I had seen it recently, so here you go. To bear, right? To carry. Note the present active indicative is a little bit weird. It does this, and I say it's similar in some ways to how volo works, or volo, to will or to wish. Let's walk our way down it. Pharaoh, fares, fair, ferimus, fertis, ferunt. Pharaoh, fares, fert. It doesn't sound very Latinate in a way. But compared to volo, vis, vol, volumus, volitus, volunt, pretty similar, right? Um, why these two verbs are irregular in this way, you know, beats me. I don't know why it is not fares or ferret. Um, you know, and but there you go. This is a weird verb borrowed from multiple parts. It's pharaoh, fere, tuli latus. And there's it gives in the text, of course, how to make this in the imperfect and how to make it in the future. The perfect system all works fine, like we would expect, other than having two separate roots for the perfect active and the perfect passive. But it's really the present system here that's a little bit weird, right? The only other thing here in Unit 33 that I think is worth talking about, this phrase "illo tempore," at that time. Of course, this comes up in the Gospels all the time. At that time, Jesus went here. At that time, Jesus went there. There are other ways to express time, but that seems to be a favorite of our biblical authors. Um, I'm not sure if that's because of the idiomatic sort of way to express it in Greek, and this is just the easy rendering in Latin. But anyway, illo tempore is a way that basically begins most gospel passages. Um, okay, vocab, petlo, ferro, and poena, and also venter, ventris for womb. Um, literally, this means stomach in French. Here, it can idiomatically mean everything, but like belly is perhaps maybe the best translation. And then later it comes to mean like particularly talking about womb. Um, yeah, so there you go. So there's a couple of other words, poena for punishment. Penalty comes from this. So just like in the AE sometimes gets reduced down to an E. Sometimes it's OE combination. When words get translated or migrate over time, they drop out that O and just keep that E. Um, so this is where we get penalty from. Um, in 34, we get an important verb. That's a weird word. Theo, fieri, no third principal part, factus sum. Okay, so we know from looking at it that it's semi-deponent, but only semi-deponent, but only a kind of like semi-deponent. Because why? Well, if it was a full deponent, we would expect this to be fior, fieri, factus sum. But no, it's not a regular semi-deponent because this isn't fiere, it's fieri in the passive. So this is more towards a deponent than other semi-deponents. But note also, it's a reverse deponent. In other words, active forms here, but passive meanings, which is unlike most deponent verbs, where in fact they're passive forms with active meanings. Here you have active forms with passive meanings, only in the present system, though. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, basically, theo, to become, is used as the passive of facio, right? Facio or facio isn't used in a passive form at all. And instead, this verb theo is sort of like the dead shell, the Latins are pulling parts off of in order to supplement faccio, right? This here does, yeah, these two words are so close, hence factus sum, right? Exactly the same as the fourth principal part here. Faccio, facere, feci, factus, right? Same endings. This is a sort of leftover detritus of a word that no longer really exists, but they're just pulling parts off of to supplement faccio here. Yeah. So just be aware of that passive, right? Active forms, but passive in meaning. It's a weird one. We get a couple more numbers here, 2 and 3. I don't want you to focus on that, but I just wanted to say, there you have it, how they decline. Um, Impersonal verbs. Hmm, excuse me. Sorry about that. Impersonal verbs. It translate as it is X or one does this kind of thing. A person could do this, right? Basically, there's no. So these are third person singular forms only, but it means a kind of a person could do this kind of thing. It is done. It happens. These impersonal verbs are present in every language. We say this too, like it happens. Well, what is it? You know, we're indefinite there. Okay. Vocab. Note our word arrow here, to wonder, but also to make a mistake. This is the same as in Greek. The word for sin is amartalon, which means to miss the mark, to aim at the wrong place and or to hit the wrong place when you aim. Um, and arrow, it has a similar sort of notion of we make an error when we wander away from the truth, right? When we are a little bit off of where we should be. Placeo or placeo, to please. Note it can also mean to be pleasing. This is a little bit of a weird idea, right? When something is pleasing, it pleases both the one giving it and the one receiving it. This is really, in Greek, what would be done with a middle voice. But since Latin doesn't have that, it just has this weird idea here that Placeo is, well, they're just making everybody who is involved with this enjoys it. So, yeah, it's both pleasing and results in being, in pleasure for the person doing it. So, uh, yeah, there you go. Let it be. It pleases me. You're right, from Platet. Servio, we also have, and then this the form Liset. It is allowed, right? That's one of these ideas here that it is whatever. Okay, it is allowed. Um, 35. Only want to point out the vocab. Nothing else is really important here. Disco, discere, to learn, right? Importantly, not to dance. Don't get it confused. Disco, discere, to learn. And then we have these interesting words that look very similar. Jacchio versus jaccheo. Not important words, but important because people easily get confused. So I'm not trying to give you new vocab words at this point, but I want to say when you look up words in the dictionary, if you come across these words, make sure you know which one you are looking for. All right, that's it, everybody. Thank you for a great semester. I look forward to seeing you at the review. God bless. Bye bye.